Hello there and welcome to New Vision TV's Handshake. Yes, the Handshake is right here today, and thank you for joining us on New Vision TV with Mylene Komjisha. The Handshake is where we discuss issues to do with our economy, issues to do with our pockets, and when I talk about pockets, I'm talking about the money in your pockets, and of course there's several other issues that affect that little or that more money in your pockets. Now, welcome to the show, and with me is Paul Busharizi, who is here to help me understand several hundred issues, of course, helping you as well understand. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, where has the economy reached, or where is it going, or how is it?
I'm going to start sounding like a broken record, but
yes.
But I mean, just a new development which will be very interesting for everyone is that agency banking is going to come into play.
What is that?
Basically, that instead of banks setting up a branch, which costs hundreds of millions of shillings at a go, they can contract other people like retailers, mobile money people, petrol stations, that kind of thing, to help with deposits from their clients and withdrawals.
Wow.
So you can imagine now, if your nearest branch of let's just say, we don't want to advertise for any bank, but your nearest bank branch is let's say a kilometer away. Now it might come closer, be the nearest petrol station or the nearest mobile money joint area where you can deposit, and you can check your balance, you can deposit, and you can withdraw for starters.
Wow.
It's going to be very exciting.
That's very exciting indeed. So today, Paul, I landed on something talking about the International Monetary Fund saying the Ugandan economy is projected for growth of, say, 5.5%. What does that mean?
Well, first of all, it's kind of good news if the projection comes through, because I think in the last year we did about under 4% growth.
Okay.
And so if the IMF thinks that in this coming financial year it's going to be higher, then it's a good thing. It means probably this kind of slowdown is probably we're beginning to climb out of it, which would be great. So
they're saying it is this year, 2017, 2018, and well, they're relating it to the projected developments, infrastructure developments. I don't even know what that is.
I think obviously we know that there's a lot of road construction going on. There's a lot of dam building going on. So I think the projection, they're basing it on the fact that some of these things will come into operation.
Okay.
So for example, if you do a road, just as a very basic example, if it took you 1 hour to get to work and they do a better road and it takes you 15 minutes to get to work, the other 45 minutes which should have been used sitting in the car to work will probably, chances are, be used in another economic activity, and therefore spurring the economy at a very basic level.
Does that have anything to do with the budget that was passed?
No, this is actually the culmination, not culmination, but maybe the beginning. No, let's not say the beginning. For the last 10 years or so, 11 years or so, the government has shifted its budget quite decidedly towards infrastructure development. That is road building and dam construction.
Okay.
And all that work is now probably coming through. Not that it's beginning, but it's probably beginning to take off. Okay. Roads are beginning to get finished. Okay. Because sadly for Uganda, I think it takes about actually 10 years for a road to be from the decision to have the road to the commissioning of the road. It takes about 10 years to get it through, which we should be doing much faster, because in between there's designing, there's procurement, there's then the actual building, so it takes about 10 years. So if we started doing this program 11 years ago, roads are beginning to be opened up, and then
they also mention the oil production. Are we there yet? I think
the can you call it misconception people have is that we have to wait for the oil to see the money. But there's going to be a lot of work building roads, building pipelines, and general services that have to be done before. It is estimated that in the next 3 years we're going to spend about $20 billion developing the infrastructure around the oil, just to get to first production. Now, just to give you a perspective, $20 billion is about the GDP of the Ugandan economy, and you're going to spend it in 3 years. So you can see.
Are we not in trouble?
Yeah, we have too much money. That's the kind of trouble we like. Eh? After the trouble of no money, you rather have the trouble of no money.
Yeah, but you know, it's a short time.
No, but you see, once you build the infrastructure and the oil starts coming out, then you have now a constant situation.
Are we really sure about this oil production?
Where are your doubts? That it's not there?
I don't know. I feel like...
No, I think, not I think, what has been happening is that the Uganda has done a very commendable job of taking its time on these things.
Okay.
Especially putting in place the laws that will govern this oil, the institutions that will look into this oil, and trying to do everything properly at the beginning. Because the experience is around the world that you know, politicians get excited and then they cut shortcuts. You don't have a proper enabling law. You don't have proper institutions to oversee the oil thing, and when it comes, you know, it's like
you're not prepared.
You're not prepared, and that's where the oil cost comes from. That it just messes up your economy actually, rather than helping it. So I think we have over the years, since commercial viability was determined around 2006, interesting, 11 years ago, we've been putting laws in place and deciding how we want to exploit this oil, putting the financing together. Not to mention, of course, our oil is far from the sea, and it's of a kind that needs a lot of processing.
Okay, now, so this projected economic growth, how will it help a normal person like me?
No, first of all, when you talk of economic growth, you're talking about the increase in economic activity. And just the basic definition of economic activity is the production, distribution, and consumption of goods.
Okay.
So essentially, when they say the economy is going to grow, it means that you're going to be producing more. You're going to be distributing more, of course, because you have to produce.
Yes.
And for you, the normal person will be consuming more. Okay. Probably be able to afford more airtime.
Cheaper.
Maybe cheaper, maybe increased salaries, more jobs available, because not only, you know, if oil, when the economy kicks off, one of the things that happens is jobs increase. So if the economy is increasing, it's a good thing. Jobs will be in. So for the individual, that's what you can look forward to.
Okay, there you have it. Economic growth. Watch out for it. You don't know what awaits you. And like, I'm so excited about it. I'm looking forward. Maybe there could be a salary increment. You never know. Thank you for watching the Handshake here on New Vision TV, and thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Lee.